Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we are going to be playing some young KO Armed Dangerous in our Silver Age format. As you guys know, calling San Diego coming up this weekend, and we are going to be practicing and getting ready for that. Calling London was this past weekend, which we are going to be talking about. I am going to be honest, it has been a super busy day today, so I did not have time to grab pictures of all the graphics and things like that for the stream like I normally do. But we're still going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about like what did well, what did not do well, things like that. As far as like all that stuff is concerned, should be pretty interesting. So anyway, that's what's on the docket tonight. You may have noticed that pretty much every stream I am playing a different Silver Age deck. That is because Silver Age is kind of an open format, it kind of feels like right now. That I am just kind of, I don't know, like trying to find what feels the best to me. What is something that I'm really enjoying playing, and what can I really look to do the best with in San Diego? Really just don't want it to be like a play whatever, the first thing I run into is like really trying to like test the format, play things, see what I have a good chance to do well with this weekend. So anyway, we're kind of just leaving it open. Bringe, let's go with the 2 months at tier 1. Bringe, thank you so much for the 2 months at tier 1. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you. Gee, let's see. Geese, Uno, Ben, Rose, Hecto, Luca, Martin, Lucas, Bringe, Mekado, Steve. What is up, guys? Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming by tonight. I appreciate it. I will say, while we're hanging out, I think I can probably find some of the stuff from Twitter that LSS posted. I know that Ethan normally posts stuff like that on there. So we might be able to find some of the screenshots and talk about. Yes, Twitter, I know I'm not verified. You're not going to get my money. Let's see. There's got to be some pictures, right? From like some of the stuff, like top 8, day 2, stuff like that. I would assume. Okay. I'm not seeing conversion rates, but we do have on here. The meta. Looks like they do have like the meta breakdown and stuff like that. So we'll probably take a look at that. And then we'll hop in and take a look at the KO deck. Seems like it'd be fun to kind of look at a lot of the different stuff here. I'm surprised you're not all in on Fi. I mean, if I'm being honest, like Fi is a lot of fun, but Fi just kind of seems like it loses to Briar. And it's been tough to find a deck that is like has game into everything. Like it feels like if you're going to beat Briar as Fi, you kind of just like have to Giga high roll them and hope that pans out your way. I mean, I don't know. Like I've tried Life of the Party Fi. I've been trying a more consistent version of Fi that is playing red and yellow wax-ons against Briar so that you have just more defense reactions, more like extra ways to have 0 for 4s and 0 for 5s. And I don't know, like the deck either feels like it's insane or it feels just kind of like mediocre. I will say I was very impressed with, I believe it's Florian Christian Lawson, I think their last name. Played the 5 precon right out of the deck to, I think, a top 64 finish at the calling, which was pretty cool. Because, LSS came right out and said that. Hang on one second. Yo, DF Morzot, thank you so much for the sub over on YouTube. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here when they're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I'd love to get to know more about you. Think you misspelled Kano? Whew. I did not misspell Kano. I can tell you that, Michael. I did not misspell Kano. If I feel safe, I mean, was one of the top 8 of the showdown? Yeah, there was one of the top 8 of the showdown, but there was not one of the top 8 of the calling, if I remember correctly. I remember correctly. Yo, what up, Trent? Wonder why your name looks so different than everybody else's, Trent. I'm curious. Briar's kind of nuts in the format, but can still lose, so it feels pretty open. I agree, Lucas. They're like clearly after being at after watching the world premiere calling this past weekend in London, like Briar was the most represented deck, like by a lot. And we're gonna take a look at all this in just a minute, but like Briar still has some weaknesses in like some of those fatigue decks. I think so. Oh, it's a mod thing? Oh, okay. There was a lot of fatigue. So I'm trying to find a deck that is that is good into the fatigue plan. Fi is good into the fatigue plan. Like you can play some cards like Red Hot to like deal a bunch of damage. And then like you also have I think Kayo does pretty well into a lot of the fatigue decks. Ira probably has a good fatigue plan. I mean, I don't know. Like Briar really does not seem to have a good fatigue plan, and that scares me. So I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm very up in the air. I was even playing Rhinar the other night. The Rhinar deck seems very good. It has a really solid fridge as well, which I like quite a bit. I don't know, like the Minax Rhinar list that Brody and Hamilton were playing looked pretty cool. I have a version of it I've been testing and working on. So I have to tell you, this is one of the few events where like leading up to it, like a few days beforehand, I'm still kind of up in the air about what I might play. I'm gonna lock in a deck sometime, over the course of this week, and by the end of the week, we will definitely have what we are going to be playing locked in and ready to go. Just sent you the conversion rates on Discord. Yo, thank you, Steve. I'll pull it up here in just a minute when we look at day 2 and stuff like that. I will pull it up. There was a 5 in the top 16 of the calling. I mean, that's pretty good. Play Oldhim for Montreal. For Montreal, dude. Montreal CC. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about, Jonathan? Been enjoying Sage, exploring heroes I've never played. Oh, it's a lot of fun, Chicken. I agree. KO might be the plan. I like that. Oh, the showdown? I mean, hopefully I'm still playing day 2 of the calling, right? Hopefully. Can you share the Rhinar list you mentioned? Yeah. Yeah, hang on. Let me grab it really quick. It's over here off to the side. Let me grab it. Well, where is it? Must have been somebody else's list that I grabbed that I was playing. I don't have it saved. Somebody must have like sent it to me, and I must have just played a few games with it. Am I crazy? Like, am I... Yeah, I don't know. Whoever sent me that list, I must have just played theirs and not made a copy of it, because I can't find the exact list that I was playing the other night. I will try to find that and get a copy of it posted in the Discord for after the stream, so that I don't hold up looking for that. But I will try to look for that and post it in the Discord after the stream. Greedy, I apologize, I don't have it handy. Okay, so Florian placed 22nd with the 5 recon. That's really cool to see. That is really cool to see. What are you playing for CC? I'll probably play Victor. I did update my Victor metafy guide today with all of the new compendium of Wraith updates and things like that. So just trying to like keep it up to, keep it up to date with what's going on in the meta. I'm going to continue to test and play some more with Victor after San Diego. But yeah, so anyway, let's jump in and take a look at the let's jump around and let's dive in and let's take a look at some of the data here. So this is what was posted by LSS. So before we jump into this, Jonathan asked a question. Playing Victor, I 100% think I'm favored into Fi. I've updated my list to where like I am very ready for Fi. Into Acilio, I mean, you can get blown up out of nowhere, but I am playing like my new updated Victor list, which like, is available to, anybody who's in the Discord. I've posted it multiple times in there. Like I'm playing 3 Erase Face and I'm playing 3 Amulet of Echoes. And then on top of that, we're also playing like 3 Test of Iron Grips. Like you can just lose, but there's a lot of really good disruption in the deck against Acilio now. So I think we have a pretty decent Fi and Acilio matchup. It we just need to test it some more. But I do think it's okay, yeah. Okay, so taking a look at this data, this is the meta game from this past weekend. Obviously, this is insane. Now, I don't know what it is about the metas when we go to London. But if you remember correctly, Pro Tour London last year, Aurora was by far the most represented deck at that tournament. Like, it was more than the rest of them, and it wasn't even close. So Briar also appeared to be that deck for this past weekend. Like, it was a very, very high represented deck. Like, now obviously there's a lot of decks because there were 755 players at the calling, so there was just a lot of decks. But I mean, this is over double. Like, this is over double represented the next deck behind it, which is pretty interesting to see. Very rarely do we have something that is that far ahead of the rest of the meta. Now, I will say, Steve did send me the day 2 conversions. We're going to take a look at that here in just a minute. But like, I don't know. Like, it just very rarely do you see decks that are like everybody feels are that much better. That are that much better than the other ones. So like, you're just playing that by default. The meta in Silver Age is very diverse. So as you continue to look at this, like, there's a lot of decks in like the 30s or higher. So Briar with 142, Bravo Flattering Showman, or Flavo, however we're pronouncing it, at 68, Fi at 63, which does not super surprise me. Ira Crimson Haze at 46, Oldhim at 46, Enigma at 35, KO at 30. So all of these decks are in the top, like, like they all have like 30 or more copies represented at the event. I will say I'm excited to actually look at the data for this hero, because last week I was telling you guys that I felt like Briar, Oldhim, and Enigma. And when I said Briar, Oldhim, and Enigma, like, they really fit into like those 3 categories of board state hero, block slop, and like aggro soup. All fit into like those 1 categories of the decks to look out for. And that's kind of what it felt like. That's kind of just like how it lined up and what it seemed like. But Enigma really struggled. Like, I saw Enigma like not doing that great. I think there was 1 or 2 Enigmas in the top 32, if I remember correctly. I know there was 0 in top 8. But I know that there was at least 1 or 2 in the top 32, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of decks, like that block slop style nonsense, that I was expecting to see Enigma do better. And it looks like my called shot was not super great on this one. Now, it was still in the top 6 decks of representation. So it was played a lot, but it didn't do that great, it appears. And then as we continue down on, we have Reinar at 28. Kano at 23. Kano had a pretty good weekend, if I remember correctly. There was 1 Kano that finished like 10th or 11th or something like that we saw on camera at one point. Kano seemed like it had a pretty decent weekend. Kano just kind of like doing Kano nonsense. Dory also had a pretty good weekend. Now, the Dory decks, I'm sure there might have been some variation of the actual aggro Dory decks that are like, Dawnblade and we're used to seeing. But I think that most of these people that were playing Dorinthia, Olympia, like, it seems like they were all on like Decimator, Great Axe, Block Slop nonsense, which had a very, very good conversion rate this past weekend. And also, like, I think there was 2 copies. I know there was at least 2 copies of like Fatigue Slop in the top 8. There might have been like more. There was like 1 Briar. We're going to take a look at all of it here in a minute, but I don't know. It's just interesting to see. As we continue winding down, we had 22 Icelanders, 18 Azaleas, 18 Lexis. I was kind of hoping to see more of a breakout from Lexi, if I'm being honest. I know that there's some pretty cool things you can do with like Death Dealer and Snapshot and stuff like that. But obviously it wasn't good enough. It did not make its way into top 8. Oh, excuse me. There's no real aggro Dory decks in Sage. Oh, sure. That makes sense. One of the things that did well was also on Decimator. So it appears that most people that did well playing Warrior like stuff was just playing Block Slop. But anyway, this was the breakdown. This was the rest of the breakdown. You'll see a lot of like singletons as we continue to go down through it here. Couple of Scurbs, which I thought was interesting. Couple people told me that Zen was just going to be like one of the most broken decks in the format, and like obviously like in representation and also how it played out did not stand out that way. I'm assuming that the person playing Bolton was also playing Block Slop. I don't know. They might have been on like aggro Bolton. There was a like Levia on camera at one point that did really well. If I remember correctly, there was a Levia on camera that was doing pretty cool stuff. There's so much value to find, but people default to old reliable and nothing more reliable than Axe. I mean, so I will say, Joe, like as a general consensus, this is something that I think a lot of people, when we have a new meta or something first comes out, normally in card games, a lot of people default towards the aggro decks week one, which is why I think you saw Briar with the highest representation. And a lot of times the reasoning for this is that it's week one. We don't know, like the fatigue decks, the like block decks, the control decks, so to speak, don't know exactly what questions we have to answer yet. And so it's normally better to play an aggro deck week one. But I will say the fatigue, like block slop nonsense, definitely stood out and had a very, very like good run this weekend. There was quite a few of those decks in top 8. Like it just like fatigue slop had a very good weekend this past weekend. Let's see. And then we have, all right, Steve sent me the conversion rates and then also sent me the top 8. We will take a look at the, let me see here. Calling London day 2 conversion rate, and we're just going to put 26 on there because I like having the actual. Okay, we're going to have to zoom in on this a little bit. This is not quite enough here, at least for me anyway. Try to get a better picture here for you guys so you guys can see what this is. All right, we're going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so taking a look at our decks and their conversion rate, it was top 96 apparently. Briar had 24 in day 2 at 17%. 17% is honestly like not insane, but not bad. Bravo had 13%, Ira at 15%, Oldhim at 15%, Kayo at 20%. I think when we start getting into the 20% is where we start considering things to be okay at a higher number representation. I don't know. So KO at 20% makes me feel pretty good about that. Dory at 23%. Fi at 8%. This right here is what scares me. I love Fi, and I would love for Fi to be good in Sage, but like it feels like people doing well with Fi was an outlier and not what we should expect. So I am skeptical to play Fi. Looking at this, Olympia. I know that like we only had like 9 people playing Olympia or whatever, but 44% is still really good. That fatigue block slop nonsense doing really, really well. Again, standing out is awesome. Let's go. The love of my life with 44 months on Twitch. Baby, thank you so much for the 44 months of Prime support over on Twitch. I have the best wife in the world. Everybody give it up for Carly. So anyway, Olympia looking pretty good. The other deck that had a pretty good conversion rate is Volda. I don't know that there was a lot of people who were really talking about this hero coming in. One of my concerns with playing KO, if I do take KO to San Diego, is that Volda just gets to like steamroll us. That scares me quite a bit. Volda has a pretty good matchup. They have a pretty good fridge, and then they also have just good attacks, and we give them surges. So I don't know. Volda scares me a little bit. Couple of other decks that I want to talk about here. Enigma with a 9% conversion rate. That is so bad. That is so bad. I don't know. I don't know. Just like this. I was very wrong about Enigma last week. It is what it is. You don't always get them right, but I like to take the shots regardless. And then the other hero I want to talk about is Reinar. Reinar was the like 6th or 7th most represented deck, I think, maybe 8th most represented deck at the event, and it had a 7% conversion rate. 2 copies. The only 2 people that made day 2 on this deck were Brody and Hamilton, I'm pretty sure, which is crazy. You love to see it. I apologize. I do not read that language off the screen, so I cannot pronounce that. But thank you so much for the subscription over on YouTube. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Guys, if you are here for the first time or you are new to the channel, there are 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Let me know about yourself in the chat. So, again, Reinar did not have a good turnout, which was a deck I was testing. Another deck that had an abysmal conversion percentage was Icelander. I know that we saw Jacob, I cannot remember his last name right now, playing this on camera at one point, who was like 3-0 or 4-0, but I don't know who made day 2. It might have been Jacob. I can't remember. But Icelander did not have a good run. So I do think that Briar is strong, but at a high level, she's really hard to navigate properly. I think honestly, Jay, like what I think it is that like a lot of people are just ready for Briar. Like a lot of people have plans because Briar is like quote unquote the best deck in the format. So a lot of people are just super ready for that. Now Briar did take the whole thing down. Congrats to Paul for taking down his 2nd calling. How cool is that? I mean, most people spend their entire card game career trying to top 8A calling, and he's won 2 in the course of like, what, 6 months? So big congrats to Paul. Love to see that. Doing well for him. That's awesome to see. This was also really cool. I cannot remember who it was, but there was somebody repping Benji on day 2, and I love to see it. Love to see Benji doing well. Love to see Benji doing well. My hatred of Runeblade grows. I mean, there are decks that beat Runeblade. Decks that beat Runeblade. Waning Mood carried the list a lot? Oh, I agree, Julio. Carried it a lot. Carried it a lot. The consistency is key. Reinhar's variance is too high. That's probably its biggest error, is that like sometimes you just don't have hands that do anything. Probably just like some hands that don't do anything. The Miss Benji triggers hurt my soul. I bet, chicken, I bet. The only place I can play Kano is Sage, but I don't want to play Sage. Why must beautiful people like me suffer? I'm just going to say this. Vivian, right? I believe you told me that was your name the other day, so I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. Kano is like pretty good in this format. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Yeah, Florian Christian Laughton, I think is how you say his name. 22nd with Precon 5 was really cool. Ice Lexi just gets fatigued, I think is the problem, Thomas. So like you have good matchups into certain things, but like that like fatiguey matchup with you know the Great Axe decks is a problem. The level of prep people have done for Briar does kind of show that it's maybe not rolling her right now. I mean, yeah. Lias seems pretty good in the format, unironically. I mean, there was 5 played and 1 made day 2. I don't know where the one that made day 2 finished. I honestly don't know. Where's the RKO representation? I mean, is RKO on here? People played RKO. RKO was there. I know that for sure. Hang on, let me find it really quick. RKO was 9 decks, 0 made, day 2. Why is Olympia ballin'? Blocking good, homie. Blocking good. Me like block. I think a lot of people have not discovered how powerful RKO is in Sage, if I'm being honest. I have lost my mouse. There it is. Yeah. I'm just honestly happy to see such a diverse meta, even if it's still new. I'm glad to see it. I hope that we continue to see a more diverse meta. Like, the format is so new that people still have time to experiment and learn and try new things. So I hope we keep with it. Olympia is just a vessel for the Great Axe. I mean, honestly, Steve, so true. New looks really cool in this format, Jay. I agree. DGA is the crux of my Sage existence. Oh, that's so funny. A lot of this shows how much some of these decks lean on Majestics and Ls and CC format versus the average card quality of the classes. I agree, Justin, very much so. It was fun to see people doubting Ravenous Rabble and Benji when the true ones have been playing it for years. I loved Damien and I were actually laughing the other night. We were in like VC talking on Discord, and we were laughing about how when you flip over a blue on Ravenous Rabble and Benji, it's actually correct. Thought that was pretty funny. RKO is a deck that honestly has all that it takes to be tier 1. He gained obscenely good cards. I agree, Julio. I think we could see some very cool stuff from RKO. All right, let me pull up the top 8. Steve, you a G for sending me the top 8 and for sending me the day 2 conversion. Appreciate that, brother. All right, let's take a look at top 8. So our top 8 was a Flavo. It was an Olympia, a Dorinthia, 2 Kayos, an Oldhim, Midori, a Briar. So we have what most people would consider 4 block slop decks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kieran and Pierre are on the same team. They're both on Team Sigil, I think, if that's correct. I'm not gonna bet the farm on that, but I think they both are. So they might have been like close to the same 80. Hey, Bing, what's up, dude? But yeah, so there was 2 Dorinthia in the top 8. There was a Oldhim in the top 8. And I know that like Flavo, I don't really know how you guys are going with that. I'm just gonna start calling it Showman. So Showman, like, I watched the game against the Olympia, and like the deck is not block slop. Like, the deck is like not block slop. Like it can block efficiently, but it was just not playing all of the Guardian 4 blocks. It was playing attacks. Like, I saw like Red Debilitate come in for 10 one time. So I mean, like, it has things to do and like continues to like actually apply pressure. I feel like Paul being the only like aggro like soup deck in top 8 was pretty cool. I think Paul got in on tiebreakers, if I'm not mistaken, X and 3. So that was pretty cool to see. Paul ends up taking down the whole thing. Paul beat Dorinthia, beat a KO, and then beat a Dorinthia in the finals. If you have not watched this game right here, I think you should go back and watch it. Because Neil's deck was really cool. And if you watch the game, Paul was actually not in a good spot. Neil's was doing very well and winning the game, but he drew a hand that just did nothing. And then later was priced into blocking. And if that is not like the full Brood experience, I don't know what is. That feels like the full experience where like you've probably cut some of the no blocks from your deck for consistency to be able to block better. And then you just end up in a situation where you draw 3 blues, no go again, and you've already used your beaten trackers, so you're just up a creek. I don't know. It's interesting. So it feels like the full Brood experience. And then there was actually a turn where it looked like Kieran was going to be able to Steel Blade shunt his way out of the game. But Paul just ended up getting there through the fatigue angle. I also think there was a There was a turn where Kieran was going to win with red overpower, but ended up having the Arcane Seed's life to like live at 1 or something crazy. It was really good. It was a really good game. Siren seems really good in Silver Age KO. I agree. The KO versus Briar game was really good. Spag, I agree. Block Slop will continue until morale improves. I love that. Block Slop is just too boring to me. That's why I like New Bravo. New Bravo is fun. I think New Bravo is cool. I mean, Vault is probably just a better version of it though right now. We just got the info for Battlegrounds. PTIs available outside of callings. Where can we see that? MinMax hosting a Battleground tourney on March 28th. Ooh, that's cool, John. Do we have the info on that? PTIs available at your local store? Yo, Rose, can somebody link me an article? Can somebody DM me an article or something? Where did we get this information at? I would love to talk about this. Anyway, what I was going to say is tonight our list is a copy of Neil's list, except I have made one change. I have made one change. All right, hang on. Let's get this pulled up. Let's take a look at the article that everyone's talking about. I'm going to close out of Twitter. We have talked about top 8. We don't really need that for anything else. Just tagged me. All right, hang on. Let's get this pulled up. All right, if you are like me and you have not heard about Battlegrounds or what they really are, we are about to learn together. Let's take a look, shall we? Hooray! Battlegrounds.
Blizzard.
Okay. Equip your hero, prepare to battle. Battlegrounds is a new tier 2 organized play series coming to local game stores in 2026. With no qualification required, Battlegrounds is where local communities collide to see who will rise above the rest and claim the title of Battlegrounds champion. Designed as the pinnacle of in-store competitive play, Battlegrounds is hosted by top-tier local game stores and brings high-stake tournament action to the store level. With no previous qualification needed to enter, if you're ready to test your skill, your deck, and your resolve, this is your moment. Okay, quick hits. This is Tier 2 competitive, a single-day event hosted by local top game stores, PTI, and Elite Prizing. I gotta be honest. I have not read the rest of this. LSS better, they use the word elite prizing. They better stand up to this before we read this. Prizes. Battlegrounds feature elite prizing even if you are just participating. One professional turn, so one PTI to first, one random drop gold foil prize card, common, rare, or majestic awarded to first. Battlegrounds champion resource coin awarded to first. Playmats for first and second. Cold foil promos for top 4. Rainbow foil promos for top 8. Tournament packs for participation while supplies last. Okay? So you get a PTI, a mat, a gold foil, and a Battleground custom resource token? Coin? Damn. All right. LSS held up their end. That sounds pretty cool. Battlegrounds represent the opportunity outside of Flesh and Blood World Tour to earn tournament packs and a professional tournament invitation. Battlegrounds 2026 is about competition, camaraderie, and celebrating local Flesh and Blood organized play. Whether you're chasing the champion's loot or just want to test your skills against your local community, this is your stage. Battlegrounds launch events will take place worldwide on March 28th and 29th, with Battlegrounds continuing throughout the year as a seasonal in-store tournament experience. You can find Battleground events near you using our event locator. Yo, this is awesome. MinMax charging $40 and has 100 slots, but suggested they might expand if they sell out. I love that. I love that they are doing this. I love that this is like a thing, but MinMax is really far away from me. I'm really curious to know where oh my God, I have not used this. All right, Battlegrounds. We're going to do within 250 kilometers. I'm just going to do my zip code because there are 0 events scheduled. There are 0 Battlegrounds events scheduled within 250 kilometers of me. Green Tree Sports Cards is going to have one. Okay. March 29th. What? Isn't there an event the weekend of March 20th? No, that's the weekend after Calling Memphis. Wow. Okay, so these are not super easy to get to. I mean, to be fair, there might be more that get scheduled, but it sounds like your boy might be making a trip to Pittsburgh. Okay. They're only listing kickoff events, which means there will be more. So they picked massive stores to have these at first, which makes sense. That makes sense. All right, let's see if I've got my card recorder correct so that we can talk about our KO deck and some of the changes that we made. Okay. So this is the list that Niels was playing, except we are like, we've changed to one card, and I'm going to talk about what. Doxed? Yo, first off, that would not be the first time I've doxed myself because I'm a schmuck. And second off, I just showed you my zip code. I live in quite a large town, so. Is Battlegrounds basically just replacing Battle Hardens then? Maybe. Tom, I bet a lot of people haven't got theirs yet. Wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's limiting factor of large LGS. I mean, I'm hoping that there are some cool stores that get one. I don't know. The worst part about Indy is always having to drive to Chicago to do fun stuff. I mean, you're pretty close to Chicago, though, right? Yeah, the one in Pittsburgh, I'll probably make the drive to Pittsburgh for that. I mean, that's at Green Tree Sports Cards. Like, it's a PTI tournament, and they said there's $2K worth of prizes. So, like, I'll probably end up making that. Holden, you can come over anytime you want, dog. Anyway, yeah, that does look pretty cool. I am very hopeful for that. For, like, those getting rolled out to some other places. I'm trying to think of, like, a store that would be big enough for them to have one near me. Like, that has, like, a big enough Flesh and Blood scene. What are stores we go to with a pretty big turnout? There'll probably be some in Florida that get one. If I had to guess. There might be some in Atlanta. I don't know. Like, we don't really have any stores that are, like, big enough to host a Battle Hardened, so that might require some travel for me, unfortunately. But anyway, it is what it is. Oh, it requires an L2. Ross said Florida will definitely get one. I believe that. I think it's wild. I just found out you live in the same state as me. Yo, Lucas, I do live in Tennessee. I mean, I don't really hide that. I feel like, I don't really hide that. I don't know. Like, I live in Tennessee. Canada's in Jackson. Yo, actually, Paul, you know what? If Canada's Collectibles in Jackson gets one, we might make that happen. I really liked the store when I was in Jackson. Like, they have a really nice store. The people who run it were super nice. I'm sorry, it's been a minute. I've forgotten their name. So I feel bad. But I really liked being there. They had a great atmosphere. The community was great. So I would definitely come. If they had a showdown out there, like a PTI event that had decent pricing, I would probably go to Jackson, Tennessee for that. It's called Battlegrounds or something like that, Holden. I mean, 100 seats. Like, I'd call and I'd pay up front to get mine. I love Canada's Collectibles. It's where I won my first RTN. Yo, Lucas, let's go, dude. I've just never thought about it. That's funny. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, so let's talk about the KO deck and what we're up to tonight. So this is Neil's list with one change. I will say Beaten Trackers is very, very impactful. You have the ability to use this with Savage Feast the first time you draw it if you don't have an agility token as a way to like get your action point back. So I really like this. It works well with Bear Fangs. Like whatever you need to use this with, you can use Beaten Trackers very effectively as a way to just keep your turn rolling with, you know, kind of minimal variance, I would say. So Beaten Trackers looks really, really good in this deck. I'm also a really big fan of the fact that you get a chess piece that is Tunic that also blocks for 2. I love that this blocks for 2. Just having like the ability to like have an extra fridge is very, very impactful. And then our headpiece blocks for 3. Now, I have to tell you, I have yet to really consider what kind of a situation we have to be in if we are going to actually use this action to see if we can just like Giga High Roll our way out of a game. We'd probably have to have our backs against the wall to figure out like what we can do. Is probably where we're at. So I don't know. Like I am skeptical on what the situation ever looks like for me to take a chance on actually breaking Knucklehead. But Knucklehead always blocks for 3, which lines up really well. As we continue to look at the rest of the deck, I guess we'll keep with the main deck here. The card that I'm testing out is Clash of Agility tonight. Clash of Agility seems like a high impact card at making sure that we have more go again. It is also a 3 block, so we have consistency here. We are a deck that clashes very efficiently in Silver Age. You know, it's not always perfect against some of the Guardians and things like that. But the clash effect to set up that agility to make sure that we can extend our turns and keep things going seems like a very high impact card. So I'm very hopeful that Clash of Agility is going to feel really clean tonight. We'll just call that there. So I'm trying to catch up on chat. I've been recently learning Brute, and I got to say that I really do feel like a gorilla going bananas over my opponent. Oh, I mean, you get to do some crazy stuff. You get to do some crazy stuff. Took a swig of some Gold Kiss and hit off the Blood Rush. Everything went red for 8 minutes. Woke up in a field of dead heroes. Yo, you are living it up. That is some serious Brute life stuff right there. Clash is rough because your hand needs a specific setup to really get value on the agility token. I'm hopeful that this is going to be good, but we'll see how it feels tonight. If not, if it's not good, we will just go back to the high-pitched howl. This is the card that was in that slot originally, but I'm hopeful that we can use Clash of Agility well. Never roll Knucklehead, just assume it's blank. I mean, that's fair. Like we could get lucky and roll a 6, I feel like, but more than likely not. Played a lot of KO in the format, started with Clash of Agility, and really didn't like it, mainly for the reason just mentioned in a low life format. Okay. Well, cool. I mean, if it doesn't feel good tonight, then we'll cut it a few games in and we'll swap it back to that card. Or maybe we'll look at other cards we can play. Sirens of Safe Harbor is another card I want to talk about. It does not matter if you are discarding Sirens of Safe Harbor or if you are blocking with it or attacking with it. You are getting this value of this being that extra life gain that really puts you over the top. So if you attack with Sirens of Safe Harbor, it automatically comes in for 6 and gains a life. So it's a 2-card 7. So if you end on this, like if you go Wild Ride into Claw into Sirens of Safe Harbor, it fits into that box really well of what KO is looking to do. Like again, whether you discard it, whether you're attacking with it, this card is very high value, and Sirens of Safe Harbor is an absolute banger in young KO Armed and Dangerous. Sirens is so damn good in this deck, it does seem very good. The Vigor seems like it can enable more. So I agree that the Vigor is very good. I guess like one of the things I was looking to try is that there was a game earlier that I was playing against Briar, and it did not feel like I had enough go again. So I'm hopeful that Clash of Agility solves that problem. It sounds like it's not going to based off what everybody else is saying, but I'm hopeful that it helps a little bit. You are correct. There are 0 misses in the deck. except for our one sideboard card, Test of Might. Other than that, you have no misses. Taking a look at the sideboard, we do have some Clash of Mights. Just that extra ability to block if we need to, and again, make that Might token lines up well so that we can get that extra value. You're basically turning Clash of Might into a 4-block, which I like quite a bit. It's not quite that clean all the time against, like, a Briar deck who does have 4 power attacks, but this is a 4-value card, so I think having it in the deck is very good. Pulping as a way to have Dominate is very solid. I like this card quite a bit. I think it lines up well. The card that I think has one of the highest chances of being good is Strongest Survive. Strongest Survive is a 2-card 7 chain ender that requires aggro decks, or really any deck, to reveal an attack action with greater power than the amount of damage you dealt. So against aggro decks, you're forcing cards out of their hand by forcing them to block. Against, like, a warrior, for example, you're forcing them to block it out entirely. So Strongest Survive has a lot of utility in this format, and I think it's a good tool to try and help us disrupt other decks so that we can have more breathing room and try to apply more pressure. Yeah, Strongest Survive is really good. I found Bluster Buff to be a really good card in the deck too. This is going to be a banger short. Yeah, I love that if you watch the streams and then you see the shorts, you realize that, like, you probably realize when I'm talking into the camera for the short so that I can record it and set it up later. Oh, that's so funny. Yo, Bosun, what's up, dude? I have some tech cards for you then. Yo, Justin, shoot them to me, man. If you got tech cards, you can talk about them in the chat now. You can send them to me on like on Discord if you want, like whatever works. And then we're also on Scara Strapping. I like this card a lot as Spell Void 3. Anytime you have a 6 power attack in your pitch zone, this is turned on. So you go to the start of your turn as KO. There's not a priority window for your opponent to do anything, even with your Might token. And then you pitch a card, like whether it's a blue 5 or an actual 6. Scara Strapping is turned on. You have Spell Void 3, which is crazy impactful. So I like this card a lot. I was here, my man, Greedy. I love it, dude. Also, I appreciate whoever's throwing the hearts in the chat. I'm not sure who that is, but I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Means a lot. Means a lot. All right. So again, we have High-Pitched Howl in the sideboard. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're going to play tonight. I'm curious to see how Neil's list fills. And we're going to jump in and play some games. For anybody who does not know, and I see this all the time. Interesting. Future Silver Age. If you are testing on Talishar, Future Silver Age is where you need to play the cards from Compendium of Wraith until this Friday, the 13th. So please keep that in mind. And I say that because I see people in normal Silver Age queue all the time, and people don't understand you are not going to get to play against someone with the new cards. So make sure you watch out for that. Let's swap to our gameplay recording, and we'll be good. But weapons affect the chest. Yeah, I saw that the Levia used Hellhammer as a way to be able to turn on predatory plating, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, that Poracilio is going to be there for a minute. I saw that and I was just like, meh. Interesting. We're looking for Viscerai in Classic Constructed, huh? Well, yeah, good luck with that.
Lizard.
If you want more Go Again, I'd recommend Zealous Belting, Flex Speed, and or Yellow Buckwild. Yellow Zealous Belting is interesting. Does Zealous Belting have Go Again if you pitch a blue 5? Hey, it's Dwar. So, like, does Zealous Belting have Go Again? If you pitch like a blue 5? I'm curious to know how that works. Is a Nat 5 go again on a blue? Interesting. Do we just want to run Clash of Mights and just ship it? Or do we want to be on like red Clash of Might and red Strongest Survive maybe? As a way to like try and like slow them down a little bit. It does seem like good disruption. Maybe we're supposed to be on yellow Bear Fangs? I truly don't know. I'm really trying to figure out how many of the no block cards we're supposed to be on. Like, where is the line between the no block cards and like when are we supposed to like lean into like I don't think this is a pulping matchup. I could be wrong. Bear Fangs is a 2-card 7, which is pretty good. Madcap Charger, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what that is. All right, so Strongest Survive is not that good. Let's play Bear Fangs. Yellow Buckwild or red Zealous? Wait, we want Test of Might? All right, well, let's try it. Let's try Test of Might and see how it lines up. Oh, see, like right here, this would be an awesome turn to have this. We are going to take the first Kadachi. I have no reason to block the first Kadachi here. They are on Life of the Party. They flip Mask of Many Faces or whatever. If there is a card defending this, draw a card. So we're just going to take one more. I mean, I don't want to just give them an extra card. Guess we want to block with the Buckwild. Fame Vengeance is sick in CC. Is it really? I mean, we already have Go Again off of Wild Ride, so I don't think there's a reason to... We discard a yellow Agile Windup. We are not going to break Beaten Trackers. This is 5 Go Again, make a Might. And then we're going to throw Rough Up as a way to follow up for 7. If we had discarded like the Clash or the Rough Up and drawn into a blue, we could have went Claw into that, which would have been very, very impactful. Oh, it interacts favorably with Mask of Momentum? That's pretty cool. Didn't think about that. You put it on Chain Link 2 and they have to decide to commit a block or not? The 1-for-5 generic that can discard an attack from Arsenal on hit is good for aggro mirrors. Are you talking about Smash Up, Justin? All right, so we put our opponent down to 14. Not a lot going on here. We'll just block the Kadachi, I guess. I'm probably supposed to save a breakpoint, like save that for a breakpoint. Is probably the plan. We are going to block 3, take 4, and then we're going to throw Bear Fangs, and we're going to try to Arsenal the Bear Fangs. Now, obviously, we have a little bit of, you know, variance that plays into that, because God only knows if we discard this Bear Fangs or not. All right, so we come in for 9, make a new one, and then we get to Arsenal Sirens of Safe Harbor, which is also pretty good. I really like being able to, like, I wish we would have discarded this because Bear Fangs is more value later, but Sirens of Safe Harbor is still a good card to have in our arsenal. This feels like a pretty good start here. Also, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out tonight. A lot of things y'all can be doing on a random Monday, so I appreciate y'all chilling. Tomorrow night, just a heads up, we are probably going to stream about 30 minutes later than usual. We'll probably stream tomorrow around 7:30. Got some dinner plans with family. And then on Thursday, there will probably not be a stream. And if there is, it will more than likely be a if there is a stream, it will more than likely be a me opening my case. I don't know if that's something you guys are interested in or not. So we can throw a 2-card 9 with Buckwild. I do not think it's correct to just throw Sirens of Safe Harbor for 8. We want to set up the we want to be able to go like blue Wild Ride Claw into Sirens. I think we're just going to throw this for 9. I think is the best option we have. Was there a world where no, I don't think so. I think this was the best thing we could do. I love openings. I mean, if I can talk Carly into it, because it'll be pretty late. Because technically, I'm not allowed to have my box until like midnight or whatever.
Let's freaking go.
We'll see what we can do.
You love to see it.
Yo, Stroll, thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate that a whole bunch. I think that officially puts us at 950. Thank you so much for the follow. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I'd love to get to know more about you guys while we are hanging out. I think we're going to lean on most of our armor this turn. It really depends on what they throw at us here. What big on-hit effect could they hit us with? I'm going to take 5 and see what comes afterwards. We'll go to 7. We have to be careful with our life total in this format because, you know, we can just, like, die out of nowhere at a low life, so... Yo, what's up, Chris? Humble? Humble is a pretty big on-hit. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think there's any 2 cards that buff this enough to kill us. Two, 4, 5, 7. And then we get to go back to 6 this way. Then we get to have a pretty good turn here. I would rather keep the Smash Instinct in my deck. We are not going to activate this, make a Might token. So this is going to be 5, 3, and then 6. So we are going to have a... We had 4 cards. So block for 3 last turn, and then 8, 14, 15. So this is a 5-card 18. I mean, I think that lines up pretty well. I think that's not bad for us. I actually really like playing Brute. I actually played Brute. A lot of people who haven't been around for a while don't know this. I played Brute at I actually played like Adult KO at 2024 US Nationals and did not do very well. I did not prepare enough leading into the event, and it showed. It showed when I got to the event. So I can say with a lot of certainty that I did not prepare enough for that event. We're at 7. I mean, I think this is fine. We have a blue on top of the deck. So hopefully we discard that blue because we're going to go Wild Ride. Hopefully we discard the blue. All right, that is less than ideal for us. We are not going to break this, but this is 8. We do gain a life off the Sirens, which is pretty nice. We go back to 5. And then we're going to throw Claw after this. I was really, really hoping that we would be able to throw the Sirens because we could have used our chess piece. So I don't think there's a reason to roll headpiece here. We're not in a bad situation. And I know that I was told earlier to just like treat this like it doesn't exist, but I still think we should be considering if it's ever correct for us to actually throw it. This is 6 go again into 3. Again, probably not the best hand in the world here. Curious to know what's in their arsenal. We're just going to keep the Test of Might in our hand because they're probably just going to have to attack us here. Like they're gonna block with one card, I'm sure. Yeah, they had 2 on the horizons. It is where we met in person for the first time, Martin. You and I actually sat down and we played a game of Victor versus Enigma for fun off to the side. I remember that. Prepare for an event like US Nats is. So TFD, that's actually like one of the things that like we spent a little bit of time on when I did like my road to road to worlds. I think that is like a good way to like try and keep up data. We're going to do the same thing for like road to yikes. Humble is actually pretty bad, right? We're going to do something very similar for ProQuest season, where we're going to do like a road to ProQuest Gold is the idea. Or if nothing else, we're going to do at least for road to nationals this year. All right, hang on. How does this work? So, hang on. I got to think about this for just a second. You take all the cards out of hand if you crack the chest on Buckwild. We didn't have enough resources to do anything that turn, right? If it's a turn you're talking about, I think. The card you click on when you're ordering your pitch stack, Spag, it puts that card on the bottom first. Do we just block with Savage Feast here? I mean, if we block 7, we'll only throw 4. I'm thinking that I mean, there's one more Savage Feast left, right? I don't know. This is tough. I'm actually debating if we are supposed to just take the Humble. If we block with actually, we should save Knucklehead. So we take 3 down to 2. And then from there, we get to go Savage Feast, break the Beaten Trackers, discard the Clash of Might. Please tell me Talishar did not crash. Okay. Jesus. Okay, so we're going to go to 2. We're going to ship this, break Beaten Trackers, and then try to throw something else at them, I think is going to be the plan. Did we draw into a 2 cost? We draw into a Roughshod? I mean, that works though, right? I think that's correct. Yeah, we had at minimum 7 into 3. I guess even if we drew a 3 cost. Don't we get to do it all here? Actually, am I crazy? This is still on, right? Yeah, we've discarded a card with 6 or more. So actually, Roughshod's insane here, right? Because we get to go Claw into Roughshod, which I imagine ends the game. Yeah, drawing the Roughshod is actually insane here. It took me a minute to like for my brain to process that, but like that was actually crazy. So the Humble just didn't even matter there. Wow. Okay. Predatory plating. Actually insane. Yeah, okay. That was pretty good. does not have 6. Yeah, the first chain link was an actual 6. Right, John? The first chain link, even though we took this, the first chain link was a Savage Feast, which is a natural 6. So, anyway. Hooray! We won! Dun, dun, dun. We did it! I did not think we were going to win that game for a minute. Like, you guys helping me walk through the lines was much appreciated there. Oh. So I have to say, John, I was thinking the same thing. Actually, I was thinking how Wild Ride requires a 6 pitch, and I was like, well, shit, we can't do both here. But no, that worked out really well, actually. That was a really good draw. Yeah, yippee! Hooray! That's right, Oonga Boonga Gaming. All right, so we are 1-0 with the KO deck. Clash of Agility virtually did nothing that game. I think we pitched it or attacked with it. Like, it would have just been an upside to have had a Vigor token the one time we attacked with it, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, this is the matchup I want to try. So, we're going to go second. Hang on one second, guys. This is my brother. Let me make sure he's okay. Well, thankfully, nothing was wrong. He wanted to play Arc Raiders. Okay, we're playing against Briar. We definitely want the 4 block and the strongest survive. I think this is pretty good. For the silly voices, yo. Oh, is this Felipe? I feel like if this is the Felipe I'm thinking of, him and I played at Pro Tour London day 1. We played Draft, I believe. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, no, he wanted to play Arc Raiders. He asked me about playing Arc Raiders earlier today, and I was at work. And so I was like, I can't. And he was like, just leave work, and I was like, unfortunately, it don't work that way. But yeah. I think we want to keep the Buckwild in our deck. Now, the real question is, do we want to save the Wild Ride for next turn, or do we just want to ship it? Do we just want to ship it and dive in? Yo, John, let's go. Becoming a member of Big Support. John, thank you so much for becoming a member of Big Support over on YouTube. I appreciate that a whole bunch, brother. Thank you. Because, we could Arsenal the Wild Ride and try to, save some value for next turn, or we could just ship it. I don't know. My gut's telling me just to ship it, Delph, because, clearly they don't want to block, right? Discarding Test of Might sucks, but it doesn't really matter. I would have liked to have had the 4 block next turn, but... this is what? 6, 3, 6 is just 15? Just, presenting 15 on the first turn of the game seems pretty good. And, clearly they like their hand quite a bit. So they're going to fall to 8. Now we have to determine how we can try to use our hand to close the game out with them being as low as 8 next turn. All right, that makes sense. Yo, only Geese. I'm assuming that's Geese from YouTube. Thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch and for the Prime sub over on Twitch. I appreciate that a whole bunch. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that a ton. You guys are the best community in the world. All right, so this is going to be for 6. No? 7. There was a nimbalism. So we're going to block. I want them to break the chain to do something. But I also want to guarantee that we get to block with the plating. So we have an opportunity to go rough up, break the plating, and throw Bear Fangs next turn, which is really crazy. Watching on YouTube, and I forgot I had Prime laying around. Well, geez, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think we're going to go for the consistency block. Hopefully we get a second Might token here. Clash of Agility. Or no, we have to lead on Bear Fangs, don't we? So that we can use Beaten Trackers. Never mind. The good news is that there's another 2-cost 6 on top. Now, that does have potential to be 7. But, you know. We'll just block 2. Our hand is too good, I think. Throwing 8 into 6 or 7 is just too solid. Hey, 6-7, 6-7. I think I said 6-7 earlier, like talking about numbers once a stream, and I forgot to say it. My bad, guys. I'm slacking. Personally, not a fan of the block 4, but I also don't want a single miss. I mean, that's fair. You want to be the most consistent you can, right? Which I think makes sense. Makes sense. So I think we'll take 3 down to 10, and we'll just have a good turn. It's perfectly fine. Liam said, yes, you said 6-7, but you didn't say it. So I was so happy. The world is healing. Man. Hey, Delph, you laugh. There is somebody playing on Talishar as Agroblaze 6-7. I have no idea who it is, but there is somebody playing as Agroblaze 6-7 on Talishar. That is a thing I have seen. We are going to destroy Beaten Trackers. Make a Might. We're going to use the plating to throw 6, and we're just going to offer 16. I mean, 15 and 16 is 31 points over 2 turns.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year. Crash the boards for 6. I hear 3-card 16 is pretty good in a budget format. I mean, that's what I heard. That is what I've heard. Okay. So Felipe just has the lightning press here. Wait, I don't think this is the Felipe I'm thinking of. I think this is the Felipe that plays a lot of Victor, right? We should just do that every game. Hooray! Confetti! I mean, I think we should just do that every turn. Like, we should just do that every game. We go second. We throw 15. And then we throw 16. Like, it's great. That was a 3-card 20. That was a 4-card 20 on turn 2. Yeah, KO good. Yeah, KO seems pretty good. Wait, what did I do? Wait, what did we do very accurately? Yo, Felipe, GG, brother. I would actually like to play into the fatigue decks to see what it feels like. Zachary Schrute. Oh, my Office reference? Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh, now we pivot to Lyeth? Oh, we win 2 games. Let's pivot to Lyeth. That is so funny. We win 2 games. Let's pivot to Lyeth. KO good, variance bad. I think that should be our slogan. I might rename our deck that, actually. I might just rename the deck. KO good, variance bad. This is just another, like, we want 4 blocks, right? Is there ever a world we cut Buck Wild in this matchup for something like Clash of Might to have extra value? Actually, do we cut Pulping? Do we play Pulping over, like, Yellow Wild Ride? My man said Lyeth. Let's go. Ship it. Like, this feels like I'm thinking of my... Well, no, they're playing... Like, they're not playing Wax On into us, right? There's no way. There's no way that they're playing Wax On into us. I mean, I like Strongest Survive, but I'm thinking about, like, Yellow Wild Ride. Like, do we run Pulpings in this matchup as it's, like, a higher data point? We're gonna see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure. You could go Pulping, especially into Fi/Katsu. So I think it's good into Fi. I don't know that it's good into, like, decks that are trying to play Flick Flack, right? And I don't think this is a Flick Flack deck. Cutting Buck Wild for Clash of Might seems anti-intuitive. It could be Fatigue Fi. We could just get juiced. Yeah, that's why I was asking, because, like, I don't know, like, all of the things about this kind of deck. That's why I like to ask. Because sometimes, like, me no number. Like, we just want to brew and go. Anyway, is this the Mingu list? Is this the Minguchi list? We will take one. I think we will take one. The unfortunate part of having a no block in hand on turn 0. We don't have to do anything. Like, if they want to pass, that's fine. We can go 5 go again into 8. So we'll just throw a 4-card 13. Set up a Might token. That's right. We're not going to give him... He's prepared for the Frostbites. Me like aggro, no need block. Tell him, Tyler. Tell him. Set 19, new Aurora, and then set 22, we get new Viserai or something. Yo, let's go. Is Flick Flack banned? Is Flick Flack banned? Is it? If it is, I forgot. I'm not going to say it's not. Yo, they're playing Wax On into us. We're about to get juiced. Our Pulping is going to get absolutely stuffed, and I'm going to cry. Why Wax On? I wonder if they just have nothing else in their sideboard that they like, so they're just playing Wax On into us. I'm kind of intrigued by that. I'm also kind of intrigued that they're blocking. Oh, they had a clunker. Yo. Okay. Yo, my man's cooking over here. Give my man a second on the mic here. We are going to play Strongest Survive for 8, Arsenal Rough Up, and keep the 3 block in hand. This is really our best play. We don't have another option here. Rough Up, hopefully still, or Strongest Survive makes them block. Fatigue Fi is real. Is it actually real in, like, in, you have to have a 5-power Art of the Dragonfire? I mean, yeah, that counts. We in danger, boys. We in danger. So we'll take 3. We'll take 3. I'm curious to know if they have a display loyalty or not. Snatch is a pretty good on hit effect. Hopefully we win a Clash. Wild Ride. I mean, I'm curious to know if, like, fatigue is a real thing. Like, I know that the fatigue deck exists. I just don't know how good it is in Silver Age, I guess, is, like, what I'm saying. We'll just take 1. That's fine. I hate giving up so much of our sweet here. This hand is really good with an agility because it doesn't matter what they have. Oh, wait, the agility's insane, actually. Because we get to go 7, pulping, then claw. We don't have to take any chances that we get stuck with the red. Oh, wow, that's... Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Because my brain was not even considering that. So, we take in 5. Sorry, if you guys don't watch the Burnt Peanut, then, like, it's probably kind of weird because I quote Peanut all the time. I'm just out here like, So if you guys don't watch the Burnt Peanut, then sorry. I mean, this hand's pretty good. Yeah, the agility is actually crazy work. So the agility token took away the variance for us there. Is really what it did. It took away the variance for us of that turn. It's headpiece time. There's no way it's correct, right? Like, I feel like in order for this has such a low effect, like such a actual potentially bad thing for us that we have to be in a really bad spot to activate this. There's no way it's right now, right? Like, they have 3 cards. We're at 10. There's no shot it's correct to activate it now. You got to do it for the stream. We're testing for a calling. We're testing for a calling. I think we'll take 2 and go to 8. Do it for the Vine? I'm not gonna lie. Vine was ahead of its time. You could probably talk me into doing it for the Vine. I really liked Vine. I want to block this. I actually want to block this. Well, that is unfortunate. But we're going to go to 2. We could die to Art of the Dragonfire nonsense, but I think we can just end the game with the pulping. Are we supposed to do this?
Some biddies, you say?
Yo, let's go Bringe with the 25 bits. Do it for the Vine, he said. Thank you for the bits, brother. I appreciate it. Okay, listen. It can be Unk Moment all you want. Vine is where it's at. I think we just block like this and then go for the pulping win, right? They have to draw D-React because this is going to be 7 Dominate. This is the better line, I think, technically, because we're going to go back to 5. I hate that we give them a card here, but actually, we're going to go back to 6. I forgot we put both of them up there. Pulping going hard. Ayo! Concession. We win. Boissimo. We did it. Da-da-da. We threatened 13, 8, and then 16. I mean, Vine is coming back soon. Press X to doubt, but I like where your head's at. Hooray! Why did confetti no confetti? Did I hit the button? Oh, there it is. It's just super delayed. Hooray! Confetti! I don't know why. Like, sometimes the confetti wants to be difficult, and I don't like it. Should have popped headpiece? Okay, fine. If we get into a position where we can pop the headpiece, and it is not completely unreasonable, we will pop the headpiece, okay? One time for the content, we will pop the headpiece. Pulping won the game. Yeah, they conceded. Yo, it's Bringe. I don't know how to play against this. What is this? I know what this is. Like, are we going second? I guess we're gonna go second. I have no idea what we're supposed to do with this nonsense. Bear Fangs, Red Clash of Might. Actually, probably Pulping, right? Bear Fangs and Pulping seems legit. Like too legit to quit. I kind of don't hate it. We're gonna try it. Tuffnut. We need a button for Tuffnut. I just need a button. So we wanted to go first. Good to know. Good to know for next time. We wanted to go first. Yo, my man is on Claw and Ball Breaker. What? And he made a toughness token? Dude, we're about to get juiced. We are about to get juiced. Clash of Agility is not free. Yo. We're going to get had. Nobody gets an agility. Okay. We're going to get had by Tuffnut. Sage. I guess like I want to keep the Buckwild, right? It's go again. Like if we draw a hand that allows us to go Buckwild into Bear Fangs, I actually feel like this hand would have been a banger going first. Banger. Yo, what is this? We're going to throw Buckwild, Arsenal, Wild Ride. I could overpitch to throw Bear Fangs. We could throw Wild Ride to try and find something else. I don't think we're supposed to Wild Ride here. Like, I think we're just supposed to take the safe play of attacking for 7, right? Like, we just get to attack for 7 and then set up for next turn. Can they not play the Rock in this format? Is Rock not legal in this format? Is the Rock an M? Okay. This hand looks like it's cooking. This hand looks like it's cooking. Rock is a Majestic? Okay. Make a Might token? Is that just create a Might token? Okay. We will take 3. Go to 16. Our hand's pretty solid. I think we should just like try to keep our hand and like do the whole thing here. And then they're gonna end on Ball Breaker. I think we're just gonna pitch Assault and Battery and just do the thing. Just do the thing. Of course it's an M, it's broken. Okay, I just had to refresh. Talashar's been pretty laggy lately, so like I'm always like trying to kind of make sure what's going on. Like Talishar do be a little laggy sometimes. You can never be too safe, you know. You can overplan these things. From a movie I like to watch called Spies Like Us. It's a very old movie. Very old movie. All right, we're waiting on Bringe to refresh here, which is fine. I'm not in the habit of sending the refresh the page message too much. I don't know. Like, I don't mind sending it, but at the same time, I'm not like, I don't know. Like, it'll get refreshed. Also, these games go faster. Can't spell broken without rock after all. I mean, that is in fact true. We need a Brute Legendary Boots that allow you to kick the rock and deal 7 unpreventable damage and break the rock in boots. We could even call it Kick Rocks. I like that. I don't know. Bringe might have just been asking us to do that. So we're going to pitch Assault and Battery. We are going to break the boots here to gain us an action point. From here, we get to go Wild Ride for 5 go again. And then we get to kind of just see whatever we have left after this. We could throw Agile Windup. We could throw Unexpected Backhand. Like, we have a few options here. Giving up a lot of equipment here. Spin Rock will be the next Rock Wielding Brute. Oh my god. Why did they reveal a card? Oh, Pack Call? Sure. Throw Wild Ride. And then we just get to throw 5 here. Nothing crazy. Just trying to get a little aggressive here. Wonder if they're going to try and fatigue us. I wonder if there's a world where they can fatigue us. It feels like it's pretty hard to fatigue this deck. But could be done. I don't know. I'm going to headpiece when we have an opportunity. I'm just not going to like do anything ridiculous about it. Like we're going to headpiece when it lines up. We're going to headpiece when it lines up. I would really like to be able to go Wild Ride, Claw into Safe Harbor here. Would be insane. Yeah, we'll just give up the value, I guess. What's Tuffnut's fatigue name? You guys are on some pretty interesting stuff tonight. Draw into a pulping. So we're gonna go Claw Knucklehead here because we discarded our blue. I mean, I guess technically we could go like Claw into pulping, but I told you guys we would do the Knucklehead nonsense. Wait, what does this do? Oh, thank God it doesn't have 6. Sheesh! Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Not to be a loser, but Tuffnut's only game plan is fatigue. He's kind of like Decimator Great Axe. I mean, that's fair. All right, here we go. Anticipation of the moment. Roll Knucklehead. Let's go. A 4? All right, well, that was very anticlimactic. I was hoping for something cool. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't like a 1, you know, but I was also hoping that it was going to be something fun. Was also hoping it was going to be something fun. I wonder what's in their arsenal. Like, I wonder what the plan is from here. I got a cool Silver Fang deck. Trying to leverage Gallantry Gold for 7 value with the Warrior stance. It goes over Block Slop and has the armor suite of a Warrior. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Kevin. I told I told chat we would, Kevin. I told chat we would. Create a Might token. I mean, our hands just like banger after banger, so like we're gonna keep rolling here. Our hand's pretty good, I feel like. We're gonna go pulping. We're gonna pitch the Buckwild because I'd like to keep that. I'd like to keep that in my deck. It has some pretty good leverage late game. Oh, for the content, always. But then we rolled a 4, so nothing happened. We were totally doing it for the content, then we rolled a 4. Oh, if we hit a 6, you'll know. If we hit a 6, my neighbors will know. Trust. Ooh, are you going to pay for digging? You are going to pay for digging. All right. We're going to go Claw into Bear Fangs. Pretty good turn here. I mean, this is like a CC turn. Like, this is like what you look to do in CC with this deck. Keep the Wild Ride, please. We do keep the Wild Ride. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Up goes down to 4. But they do have 2 toughness tokens for next turn. They could potentially have 3. I mean, yeah, let's go to 6. We're not scared. We're not scared. He'll almost always do more attacking than blocking. That's what I like about him. That's what I like about him. I think we're gonna pitch the Wild Ride. Okay. I think this turn's gonna be pretty straightforward. We're gonna go Claw into activate plating for. We're gonna go Claw, activate plating for Sirens of Safe Harbor, unless they go to 2, and then we're just gonna try and close the game out with the pulping. Actually, I lied. We're just gonna close the game out with the pulping. Yeah, blocking. That ain't me. I mean, this should just almost assuredly close the game out, right? Unless it's like, no, the no cards in hand is a Majestic. Banger. This deck feels very hard to fatigue, is what I've noticed so far. Like, the KO deck feels very, very hard to fatigue. Why are we so good at this game? Yo, KO just be it, dog. We might have found my San Diego deck. I mean, it's only 4 games. Like, it's very small sample size. And we did high roll the living crap out of that Briar we played. Out of the yo, Brand, GG, brother. Small thing, but probably Wild Ride first to avoid hitting it on the pulping discard. Okay, that makes sense. Not much decks are equipped to block 6 attack for 30 plus value. I mean, that's fair, Joe. That's fair. Oldhim is pretty tricky. Well, hopefully we run into one then. I'm hoping we run into an Oldhim or like a DGA deck. I'd like to see what it looks like. He hit good, beat chest. No, beat face. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm imagining the Drake meme where it's like beat chest. Nah. Beat face. Yeah, like that's what I'm imagining. If it weren't for Knucklehead, we would have got fatigued.
Lizard.
No shot. There's no shot that's correct. Come on now. I built the deck as a joke, but it has really good consistency against most decks. I was testing new weapon arrangement tonight. I was pretty curious when you flipped over 2 weapons, to be honest. Hang on. I am not sure that my messages are going through. Sorry, I got a message from like one of my like friends on my friends list, and so like I didn't know what it said. I just wanted to make sure. Is this weekend your team's first major? We were officially a team when we went to Columbus. And so I guess that was like our first like major event. I actually think I'm the only person from the team going to San Diego. I think I'm the only person on the team going to San Diego. Oldhim versus KO is fine for my experience. I think KO into Guardian besides Volda is usually a good matchup. I mean, it seems like we get wrecked by Volda. Like, just seems like we get absolutely rickrolled by Volda. Oh my god, there's a Savage Feast on top of our deck, and we have an Agility. So turn 0 Clash of Agility. Stonks. Yeah, Volda seems like a disaster. Like, absolute disaster. I guess we'll block like this. I really don't like leaking damage, but if this is a snatch, we just cry. I hate this, but we have to go to 16 here. We're like our Sirens of Safe Harbor is basically just negating this. Okay. I mean, I was just worried it was snatch and I didn't want to give up a ton of equipment. Hopefully we get to keep the strongest survive in our hand. We do not. Sag. The Survive. I don't think I'm supposed to lead on that. I don't think I'm supposed to lead on strongest survive. I mean, we get to go claw into 6. Claw into 6 actually seems pretty good here. I would like to set up an agility, but we already had an agility setup spag, and so like we don't actually get the might token on our opponent's turn. So I was just going to keep it in hand. I'm making myself play any hero not CC legal right now. Makes the format much more fun for me. Oh, that's kind of cool. That actually sounds pretty sweet. That sounds like a pretty fun idea. All right, they wanted to keep their hand pretty bad, so I mean, we're going to try and let this damage come through here. Like, we'll try to block the important stuff here. Like, we're just going to get value here. Like, they kept all 5 cards, so I'm pretty scared. If we have to, we'll give up a bear hug. I'm going to cover this up. There's no, like... I mean, I guess you could play, like, the Legacy of Ikaru, but there's not, like, Ancestral Empowerment in this format. I do like Soaring Strike. I think Soaring Strike's actually really good. We're going to take this and the Tiger and just go to 10. Was originally built on Meat Axe, but when I moved it into CC, the other 2 weapons worked better at Fatigue. I mean, I could see Meat Axe being pretty good. Now on this turn, we want to use our Flesh Bag? Yeah, right? Right? We don't have an Arsenal, so we're just going to play our hand. Go to 6 and play our hand. It seems fine here. We'll pitch the Bear Hug. We will see what we keep. We do not need to break this. This turn is very, very good. We just get to go 7-3-7. Wow. Keeping the blue lined up really well there. Really well. First rule of Brute Gaming, never start a sentence with, if I can keep this. Oh, that's too good. This is 2 cards. Oh, this is 3 cards. Might have just won us the game. Their hand being so awkward might have just won us this game. So we're going to give this and Knucklehead to cover this up. This is 8 go again and a claw. I mean, that's just like all we have here, right? Just being able to present a 3-card 11. 3-card 11 plus 3 block. So 4-card 14 is 1 point above rate. If they have a 3 block, they're not dead. But the good news for us is that we are in a position where... Oh. They draw 2nd Phoenix Flame? Oh, they had another Snatch. Okay. Hooray! Confetti! We did it! I tried Stack Florian for a while. It doesn't have enough consistent blocking while making chance to survive aggro. When you say aggro, do you mean like Briar, or like do you think KO fits into that box as well, Jesse? Like, I'm just curious to know like where you feel like the line is. Yo, Brute's fun, dude. Why have we never played that before here? Brute's fun, dog. Let's do this. Like, Brute's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Let's see what Brad said. Why is there all these errors? Does it just like put us... Oh, he sent me a game link. Talishar crash? Did Talishar crash? I was just talking to Flying Bread. Where are you? Join game. Okay, here we go. Oh, your opponent has disconnected? Dang it. Let's see. Okay, here's the new game. Why is it telling me I'm not logged in? What is happening with Talishar right now? Yo. Talishar seems like it's crashing pretty hard right now. All right. Let's try this one more time, see if we can get in there. Okay, here we go. Boom. Bread hooking us up with an Oldhim game. Bread, what a G, dude. Bread hooking us up with an Oldhim game. They're going to go first. Said Bread was typing. This feels like a Bear Fangs game. Like, so I'm going to need your all's help with sideboarding here. Because we just need ways to, like, reach for damage. This does not feel like a pulping matchup. I do think we can slot in Red Clash of Might. Or maybe we just want Strongest Survive as another 2-card 7. Okay. Fred said he's playing Fatigue Slop. You want to go Strongest Survive and Bear Fangs. We don't want to be on Clash of Mights. Okay. So this is just another 2-card 7. Okay. Let's try it. I mean, hopefully they just don't like throw 10 at us or something crazy. So we're going to block 3. We're going to discard the Agile Windup. And then we'll see what we rip into here. We're just going to lead on Savage Feast. Keeping the Bear Fangs is solid. We do not want to do this. Draw into a yellow is pretty good. We get to go Claw into Bear Fangs here. Oh, we got to remember Oldhim React. Strongest Survive does mess up the 6/3/6 line. Maybe we should be on Clash of Might because it just provides extra value that way. It's just an extra, like, 2-cost card that works on the 6/3/6 curve that John's referring to. Like, the big Guardian attacks, like, not clashing well is unfortunate. All right, so we dealt 0 damage, but we did get something off the armor there. This would be a good matchup for yellow Buckwilds, it feels like. I think we're going to... Arsenal the Beat Chest, the Assault and Battery, and we're going to discard the Agile Windup here, and we're just going to take, like, a little bit of a turn off. Like, nothing crazy, but... Okay. Setting up for next turn. And then we're going to go to 21. Our life total is not really the concern here, I feel like. I'm just going to wait. There does not feel like a reason to block here. Okay, so this is going to be 6. We're going to discard... This is a 2 for 5. We're going to discard the Bear Hug, I think. Make a new Agility and a Might token. Come in for 6 go again. And then we're going to throw Claw. Arsenal Wild Ride is going to be the plan. I think the more times we can throw Claw in this matchup, the better off we're going to be. We do have to be careful about this. Unfortunately, the Quicken token with the agility already set up does not help us. And then we are just going to set up with the Wild Ride for next turn. I think that's the correct play. We'll just use this in case we need the plating for something. The fact that we've dealt 0 damage through 4 turns is not looking good. So we need to come in for 8. Getting covered up by 2 cards is not wonderful. No. We're just going to get met with a staunch response. And then I could use plating and Wild Ride for Claw here. So beating Chest, you think was a mistake? I don't know if this is correct or not. Like, I feel like the more times we can throw Claw, the better off we're going to be. This feels like an okay use of this. We want to be... We're going to go Buck Wild Blue, then Wild Ride. Little bit of a clunker here. If we save the Wild Ride here, we are able to... If we save the Wild Ride, we're just able to have a really powerful turn this turn. So the Claw was not worth it, it feels like. We'll just go to 12. I might need to run this back after this. This has not felt great so far. I mean, if we need to be on like yellow Buck Wilds as well to help this matchup, then I will. I would really like to be able to throw Claw and this turn, but it's just not how our hand lines up, so we can just attack for 7. Hey, what's up, Annabelle? I have just not played this game very well. I don't know if I'm not being aggressive enough or... So if I lead on Wild Ride here, we have potential to have a really good hand. We do not need to break this. We make a Might, and then it's Claw into Siren's Arsenal Savage Feast. Yeah, it feels like being aggressive is correct here. I don't know. Howl? Oh, the 2-card 6? We win a gold? I don't really know how that could help us, but... They what? They took 1 there? They must have a lot of 4 blocks in their hand if they're just content with this. 3 of them, it looks like. Oh no, they're going to give up. Okay, so yeah, they had 3 4 blocks in their hand. I feel like we should be saving our gold. This is probably just a beaten tracker's turn. I hate that we've discarded both of our strongest survives, but it's not exactly like they fit into the curve naturally or anything. Staunch covering this up very effectively. Oh, we don't even have to pitch a card. That's so good. They must have another 4 block in hand if they're giving this up here. And then we can just throw 6. Arsenal to Clash. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. I'm actually super okay with that because we get into a better Arsenal target now. We will lead on Wild Ride for 7. Keeping the Bear Fangs lines up pretty well. It feels like discarding to make agilities is not good. I mean, yeah, I think Bread is content with losing to Enigma. I mean, 1, Enigma didn't look that good this past weekend, and like 2, like I think Bread understands the ramifications. We'll take a look at how much they blocked after this for sure. We'll take a look at it because I'm curious to know myself. And then 7 should hopefully push some damage here. Just went back to Meataxe and managed to fatigue a 5 with 13 cards left in my deck. That makes sense. Okay. We're just going to Arsenal Agile Windup here. I mean, this feels like a pretty good hand. It's 8 into 6, and then we're going to Arsenal the Wild Ride. Hopefully they start running out of cards to like block efficiently with. This feels like another red staunch. I know that they pitch 2 4 blocks, but if we get to a point to where like we are up enough life at the end of the game, we might be able to... We might be in a situation where... God. All right, so this version of Oldhim is pretty scary. At least it feels like right now. At least this feels pretty bad for us. I'm also probably not playing the best, so that's something to consider. We want to keep Smash Instinct in the deck. 5 go again. Just trying to get cards here. Discarding to make agility is usually very bad. Okay, so this is 6 go again. I wonder if we should crack the gold to have a card to Arsenal here. Or if it just doesn't matter. I mean, Macho's coming up in the stack, but like if we can get him low enough, it just doesn't matter, right? I guess is like kind of my thoughts. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for that. We're going to pitch Assault and Battery. That is not a good card to Arsenal. But it's probably better than anything else. Like we're mostly blues from here. Does rolling Knucklehead even help us? I don't think so, right? That might be like a Macho they're trying to Arsenal because they blocked with 1 Macho earlier. There's only 1 left in the deck. Just block this out. We are in a tough spot on cards. We are down an entire hand of cards right now. This would be a very good turn to have like this would be a good matchup to have the 2 for 6 that intimidates. Because like this right here, like taking a card out of their hand and then forcing them to block 5 like this feels good. Can I send you the list and get your opinion? It's a rather simple deck list, but it seems good to me. Yeah, Bryn, shoot it over. Like, let's talk about it for sure. I'm more than happy to chat about it. Happy to do so. There's the Macho. So if I take 4, are we ever winning this game? I mean, like, is there any world we're ever winning this game from here at all? It feels like this game's probably over. Feels like this game is probably over. What does this game? What does us winning this game look like from here? Am I live every day? I am not live every day. Ahmed, I really hope I said that right. I am live on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 Eastern time. And then depending on what's going on for the weekend, I might be live on the weekend. It just kind of depends. I feel like we're going to have to like cheese with Intimidate here if we're going to win this. So I'm going to discard this to make a Might and an Agility. If I can play Blood Rush Bellow, we might win. We might win. Yeah, I agree. I think this matchup's over, Annabelle. I'm going to like play it out to the end here just to see. But I think this one's over. I'm trying to figure out like what we could have changed to make this different. Like what could have made this feel better from here. Yeah, just like the Oldhim React is just so good. Yellow Buckwild. Somebody mentioned that earlier, I know. So we're now losing on life and cards. Ruh-roh, Raggy. So it's going to be 5 Intimidate or 6 Intimidate with going in. They're going to gain 2 life in response. This covers 6 anyway. And then we're going to crash the boards for 5. And then the rest of the game is literally just claw every turn. So we've just lost this game from here. Because they have 4 cards left in their deck and we have 2. And we're also lower on life. We actually get to have a cool play here, where just for the memes, we get to go 3 going into 5. Now, like, is this going to be enough to win? Absolutely not. And then Macho's going to kill us this turn. No, they're not going for the Macho play. Steelblade Shunt needs to be banned. I mean, Steelblade Shunt's very powerful. Okay, so Oldhim specifically is a matchup we need to run back. Let's see. They had Autumn's Touch. All right, so where does it tell us how much they blocked? Let's see. They prevented 14 damage. We threatened 178 damage. And we dealt 16. That means our opponent blocked 162 damage over the course of 15 turns in a 20 life format. How crazy is that to think about? How crazy is that to think about?
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That's what happens when we lose. I think Burnup, Shock, Felling Swing, and something from Oldhim are my bans. Fair and balanced. I mean, Fred told us what he was playing up front, which, like, I'm like, that's a matchup we need to test. That is a matchup we need to test. So like that, like we're gonna take a look at like how we can fix that specifically. Like my first thought is that we cut yellow Clash of Might and we play yellow Buckwild. is my like first thought of how we can beat that. Yeah, Nate, I'd love to play against Florian. Give me just a minute. I told Bringe we would take a look at his deck, but I'm totally down. Let's see. Bringe, I'm going to open it on my other screen. Nothing personal, just that I open everything on my other screen before I open it here. All right, here we go. I love the name. First off, I love the name. 38 yellows and 2 blues. You're man after my own heart, sir. Man after my own heart here. But we are 5-1. I should update the record. More go again is good. You know what might have won that game? Reinar. I probably would have won that game. We probably would have won that game, Trent. I'm not here to disagree with you. Okay. So I have to ask, why are we on Barkbone strapping as opposed to just like a... Like, if you're aiming for, like, the fatigue plan, shouldn't we just be on the 2-block chest here? Like, wouldn't that just be better? Bringe, like, if you're aiming to fatigue people? Like, I get the resources can be cool, but, like, wouldn't the extra block just go further in a 20-life format? I like digging a lot. This is a card I like a lot. Yo, Wage Agility and Wage Might are interesting. That's kind of stonks, to be honest. Yeah, the chest we were just talking about. Yo, Pockets, dude. What's up, man? Dude, Pockets, I bet you were over the moon to see Olympia in top 4 of the calling. There was 1 Olympia and 1 Dorinthia, right? Like, so you were probably ecstatic, dude. When this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn and you don't control a chest equipment, this gets +2. Is this worth playing? Like, is there any shot that, like, just a 2-card 8, another 2-card 8 is worth it? I mean, there's not that much beat chest in KO, I suppose, that makes it kind of weird. Yeah, Dory, Olympia, KO, Briar, Oldhim. I can finally put my Marvel Olympia to use, my man said. Bear Swing is bad. Okay. Okay. I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, it's a 3-card 8, but I guess I was thinking about if I've already beaten chest a different way that turn, but that makes sense. What is this card? Oh, this is one of the new cards. If you have less life than each other hero, this costs 1 less to play. So it's just a 3-card 7. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't know too much about Tuffnut, but like, I really like that you have set up to where like everything triggers Medax, and you are just on like, oh, I really like this. Like, if you're discarding this to Medax, this is so cool. Putting Reincarnate back on the bottom of your deck is awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. Tough Smash Up as a 6 is good. Buck Wild as a 6. I mean, is there any room for reds here, Fringe? Like, do you think, like, are you specifically fatigue, or is there any room for, like, some reds? I'm thinking, like, if you were looking to play, like, Red Buck Wild or something, maybe you could do something. Reds with the weapon. I mean, that makes sense. I'm just thinking about, like, consistency pieces, but it looks fun. I will say that for sure. It looks like a lot of fun. All right, so let's make a private future Silver Age game and shoot it over to Nate. Florian is another deck that blocks very efficiently. Let me see. Nate. We're just gonna use Scrubs, I think. Yeah, there you are. There you are, my good sir. I sent you a game invite whenever you are ready. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all chilling while we are testing for calling San Diego. Wow, how's it already 9:15? Holy cow, where is the night went? Holy Toledo, Batman. I think we want to go first just to deny Nathaniel the ability to go first, if I'm being honest. This is the deck with D-Reacts everywhere. Red Clash of Might, yellow Bear Fangs. Yeah, like yellow Buck Wild just seems better here, I think. Like yellow Buck Wild just seems really good right here in this slot. because I don't really like yellow Clash of Might for anything. Do we want to play Hood? Like, we have extra blues. We might need to AB something. I think we're supposed to play Hood, right? Yeah, I think we're supposed to be on Hood. I have Reincarnate my Reinhardt build. It's hot. My opponent disconnected. Uh-oh. Nathaniel! Nathaniel! Nathaniel, I'm not sure what happened, but it said that you DC'd, brother. I'm going to make a new game. Hopefully he is paying attention and knows that there was a DC issue. Shoot you another game. The funny part is I just looked. Nathaniel's thing says playing against Count Your Blessings decks on Talishar. Been a minute, dog. Been a minute, huh? All right, good luck and have fun. Let's try this again. Bare Fangs, Red Clash of Might. Let's run it. Probably have some water. Probably have not had enough water today. And we're going to pass. We're just going to Arsenal the Clash of Agility because we already have a good hand set up for next turn. So we can go wild. Actually, I should Arsenal the Wild Ride, right? We should Arsenal the Wild Ride because it's a no block. And like there are other 2-card plays that work. Yeah, that was just dumb. You're not sure about yellow Bear Fangs into this deck? Why not yellow Bear Fangs, Justin? What don't you like about it in this matchup? I mean, yeah, we can just block a little bit here. Like our hand's pretty good. I mean, we could just keep our hand, right? Like, what if we just took 7? What if we just took 5? I'm kind of feeling a little crazy right now. We're gonna lead on Bear Fangs. We're gonna lead on Bear Fangs. We do not need to break this. And then we get to go Claw Wild Ride from hand. Leave this Wild Ride in Arsenal, and then next turn just go like try to do another 6/3/6. So I will say that is one of the things that like I will have to either consult like I'll have to consult the team about, or I'm gonna need your all's help with is figuring out like sideboarding options for this deck. Because as much as I do like this, as much as I do like this deck, I need to have a strong sideboard plan. Your ceiling is converting a card in your deck into 2 value when you can throw the same card for 5 or 6 on average. Don't extend your turn like a Go Again discard does. Okay? So you don't like yellow Bear Fangs in this matchup. So what do we like yellow Bear Fangs for? Like aggro decks, I guess? Which is also risky because we need to be able to block in those matchups. I mean, maybe we leave yellow Clash of Might in and cut yellow Bear Fangs. And then maybe we can also play like Smash Up for like Fi and Briar and stuff like that. You got bonked by 46 Rune Chance? That sounds painful. That sounds painful, friend. 46 Rune Chance is a non-zero number of Rune Chance. Play safely with Rune Chance, friends. Play safely with Rune Chance. Discarding Sirens is gas. 5 Go Again, and we gain a life. How you can beat Stacked Florian as a mid-range slower deck? I mean, I don't really know that, like, the Oldhim deck or something like that can beat. Like, the Oldhim deck probably can't beat Florian. Flava Flav probably has a chance because of, you know, Big Bonk Dominate, but like, it's probably just tough, right? Should have played the blue attack. You think we should have played this? But it's not the same value, right? Because we went 3 into 5. And we would have just went 5. So we actually lost 3 points this turn cycle. So it's less condensed damage, right, Jonathan? Unless I'm missing something. Unless I'm missing something. Hey, what's up, Semper? Yes, I am considering KO for San Diego. 100% considering KO for San Diego. Pitch Wild Ride for Claw. Oh, we could have pitched the Wild Ride. I'm following now. Okay. I do not hate that. I do not hate that at all. I think we're just going to lead on the Wild Ride, pitching the Buck Wild. Buck Wild will be good later. We are going to make a new Might token. This is going to be pitch Sirens for Mandible Claw into what if we pitch Agile Wind Up to Claw and then we pitch Clash of Agility to Sirens? Nah, we'd probably just want to attack with the Clash, right? Went to make a coffee for a while. Now I can enjoy it, drink it, and enjoy the matchup. So we are doing this regardless. Because we need to just be getting aggressive here. Do we want to save? I mean, no, we already have the Agile Windup here. So, like, it's the same thing, right? I mean, I guess it's not the same thing because we're blocking versus not. And maybe the life here is just better. I do like having those Buck Wilds in our pitch stack. Rainbow Buck Wild feels really good. I don't know. Like, the more I'm thinking about that, the more I'm just like, yeah, Rainbow Buck Wild seems juiced. Seems juiced, actually. I mean, clearly they're blocking with Bloodied Oval here. We're going to go Sirens, then Buck Wild. Depending on what Nathaniel's turn looks like. Ooh, so this turn's pretty good. Oh, that does not have Go again? Okay, I thought it was going to be Scepter after this, but it's not. So now it is Buck Wild for 6 Go again, which is pretty good, into Clash of Might for 6. So we're just going to have a 4-card 12, which is 1 point below rate. Sag. That's okay. I still think we're in like a pretty decent standing here. Things are looking okay for us right now. Things are looking okay for us right now. Waiting for Nathaniel to... Deciding how to block here. Also, Well-Grounded not exactly turned on. Rubon Carapace would be insane in this format. I mean, Rubon Carapace is banned in both Silver Age and in CC, which I feel like speaks to like its power level more than anything. Control a card with 6 or more attack power. So our Buck Wild turned on Predatory Plating, right? If I'm understanding that correctly, because it just says 6 or more power, meaning that we would have been able to, the Might would have made all our Buck Wild 6. Just going to attack 5 and set up a might token. So Nate just basically taking the turn off here. Yo, Trent getting crazy. My man say, you know what else is turned on? Wait, what? Who else is streaming, Rose? I'm curious. Sideboard is what I've been trying to iron out as well because the shell of this deck is so consistent. I agree, Justin. I'm trying to get Scurv to work, but it feels like I'm missing something. I do think that there are probably just like some cards that we're missing Ethereal, unfortunately. As much as I want Scurv to be good, it feels like there are just cards missing from the deck. Oh, they're playing Marland? Oh, dude, let's go. Flesh and Bad makes really good content, and like it's fun to watch them play Marland because they give Taylor so much grief when they do it. I think we're just gonna throw the Bear Fangs here. We discard a Savage Feast is unfortunate, but make a Might token and come in for 8 is good. Yo, easy. Foot Warmer. Foot Warmer's got a mind of its own. All right. Foot Warmer had to like chill out there. Feels like not enough pumps actually makes sense, Ethereal. Makes sense. I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more Scurv support in this, in Compendium of Wraith. But like, you know, just kind of like missed the mark, unfortunately. Just kind of missed the mark.
Lizard.
Actually, to Nathaniel.
Show me what you got.
I'm curious to see how he plays this out, how he blocks this. I mean, Nathaniel is at 7, so life total is a concern. You're going to tell them I said what? That they make really good content? Because I would love for you to tell Aurora and Tegan that they make really good content. I want them to know that I like their content. Like, they make great content. And plus, like, the fact that, like, they did the aggro blaze or, like, aggro 6-7 thing on their headband in the video, in their spoiler video, was, like, cinema. Oh, about Taylor? I don't even remember what I said about Taylor. I'm sure it's true, though. I'm sure whatever I said is true. We do not need the action point. We do gain the life from Sirens, which is insane. And then 7 might just end the game here. Sirens just actually insane here. Now, it does feel like Nathaniel got the pretty low end of some variants. 18, 16, 12, 15, 15. This deck is just so good. Hooray! Confetti! Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. Like, this deck just feels so clean. And if we can figure out the Oldhim and Briar matchup consistently, I think we're going to be okay. Oh, we played a private game against Nate. Nate, if you're back, GG's, buddy. Thanks for the games, man. Appreciate that. Like, KO just kind of feels like KO does this nonsense. I do need to, like, I don't know. We'll have to toy with the sideboard a little bit. Like, yellow Buckwilds for, like, fatigue matchups makes sense. I don't think we need to be on more Spell Void, like more AB or anything like that. Okay, this is another matchup. Like, they're on Staunches. Like, this is probably a, like, block slop variation. Like, I do think that there is, like, a block slop, like, version of this deck that people are playing. So, yellow Bear Fangs. It sounds like Justin was saying maybe this isn't the best. So maybe we go red Clash of Might and Strongest Survive. And we can try it like this. Because I don't think this is a pulping matchup. I do not think this is a pulping matchup at all. Okay, so they're trying to get value out of the Earth Pitch text here. I mean, I'm pretty content with just blocking this, I guess. Yeah, you drew every 2 block in your deck, bro. I mean, it's like the doubling season plus like the sprouting strength or whatever it's called, like sprout strength could be really good. I think that's what that's called. I think that's the +1/+1/+1 card. Could be really impactful. That and like flourish could be really good with this deck. You could definitely have some like pretty cool like combo turns or something. That could be like pretty sweet. This hand's weird. So we're gonna send the claw, discard agile windup, and then we're going to send the strongest survive is gonna be the plan. Bro eats hot dogs the long way confirmed. Yo, Trent, that's brutal. And all the 4 blocks in his hero ability feels a little excessive. I do think there's a lot more blocking than you need really with the Oldhim deck. Like Oldhim's hero ability is actually insane in this format. And when you pair all those things together, it is like a lot. So they're on all the 4 block slop. Oh, shit. Sorry. So we give this go again. We make an agility and we come in for 7 after this. 6, 7.
Lizard. Lizard.
All right. So they're thinking about blocks here. They're 2 cards from hand right now. They probably have an attack. Oh, they don't have an attack. Test of vigor. So we're gonna have an agility, 2 mites, and a vigor token, which is pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. And they did not have a card they wanted to discard to the old strongest survive. I mean, Savage Feast just be balling, right? To this day, understand how 6/7 became a thing. I mean, like, I would like, how does anything become a thing? You know, like complete nonsense is the only real answer to that. I don't think there is a good answer. I don't think there is a good answer. 6/7 is so dumb, but I can't help it. Like when I'm live, dude, like it is so dumb, but I still can't help it. All right, we do not need the beaten trackers. KO, draw a card. Okay. So we get to go 8, claw 6. Right, there's not a way to throw one of the blues and keep this in our deck. No, yeah, we're gonna pitch the assault and battery to claw, and then we're gonna pitch agile windup to clash. So I mean, still, this is a 17-point turn. 17 points is not bad. Like I can live with this being an offensive turn cycle. 0 cards from hand. So it's like this and these 2 things is what I can come up with probably. I don't know. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Okay, buckler. It's not the arm piece. So they're looking to block with these, and when the combat chain closes. I was like, they're just pitching an earth card. They're just trying to turn an earth card into equipment into 5 points of value here is the plan. I mean, they clearly don't want to block with cards from their hand here, so I'm all about pushing tempo. I was going to say maybe there's a world where we just throw Clash of Agility and discard the windup, but I'm pretty content with... Ooh, Thump is pretty good. Okay, so they are on some, like, disruptive attacks. They are trying to do some things here. You expected me to play Runt? Ooh, Captain, I don't know about that. I mean, Runt KO is cool, but I think this KO is probably a little better, right? The Adidas ad during the game last night, the new slogan is weird. What does sock on even mean? I did not see the Adidas commercial. I honestly, the commercial for Dunkin' Donuts where they did like the sitcom, like 90s sitcom, and they brought everybody back. Like it had like Joey from Friends, Urkel, Jennifer Aniston, Tom Brady, and it was like based off like Goodwill Hunting or whatever. Like that was pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Damn. I would say tell somebody to ban Trent, but he's a mod. Damn it. I cannot believe I walked into that. Ah! Trent with another classic D's nuts joke. God. Sock on these nuts. Oh my God. I cannot believe I walked into that. I am indeed a buffoon. I am ashamed. I have cast shame upon my family. Adidas sock on, pants off instructions were unclear. Man, I'm not gonna lie, like it feels like you hit me with like was so well timed, Trent. Was so well timed. I tip my cap to you, sir. Cannot believe I fell for that. Okay. I mean, this hand feels like it could be pretty good. If it has greater power than its base, they discard a card. 2, 4, 5, 6. So we're one short. Lame. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yo, blocking with a Buck Wild feels like a sin. Yeah, 2, 4, 5. We're just one short. Sag. Oh well. Yo, what's up, Josh? We're testing for San Diego, and I don't know, a lot of the things I like to play just don't feel like it right now, you know? So we're branching out. I'm branching out into the ether. I would have rather have kept the Bear Fangs, but going 7, make a new Might into Sirens is not bad. 6, 7. KO kind of good. I mean, KO feels pretty good. There was 2 in top 8. Your disgust fuels me. I'll hold on to this moment forever. Oh, dude, you'll never get me with the Mind Goblin again. Never happening, dude. And it's true. Like, I am enjoying the deck. Like, I'm enjoying KO quite a bit for Silver Age. Just gotta iron out the sideboard, and like as long as like we can dodge Volda, we're fine, right? Which like Volda feels like a pretty good pick for this weekend, so that's a scary thing to think about, but I mean, we'll just block 2, I guess. I could just take 4 and save that to try and help me cover up something else later, but I think this is Buck Wild for 6 into Bear Fangs. We just get to go 6 into 8. We could have tried to grip it and rip it and have like a we could have tried to like grip it and rip it and go like Wild Ride, Claw, Bear Fangs, but I think saving some go again for later might be good. Not even like slop Volda. I do think there is probably a fatigue version of Volda. Like there is probably like a block slop Volda that is very good. But I'm more meant just like Volda in general. Like we struggle into Volda because we give them so many surges. We're just constantly feeding them seismic surges, and that really hurts us. So, but I don't know. They're blocking a lot, which is good. Like, once we can get Guardian on the back foot, that's really what we care about. And this is a deck that doesn't want to necessarily block. They're also trying to attack us. So, yeah, I mean, like, Volda starts with 21 life, right? So, like, there's probably a version of block of, like, slop Volda that is, like, really good, but I don't know. Yo, the true Myth with the sub over on YouTube. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, Myth. I appreciate that. Guys, if you are here for the first time or you are new to the channel, we have 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. Those questions are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I'd love to get to know more about you guys while we're hanging out. All right. So this is 8 go again. I think we're going to throw the Claw and Arsenal the Wild Ride. Our opponent is at 6. We are down on cards, which means we need to start looking for turns to condense damage into like one big turn. And setting up a 2-cost go again card in our arsenal is a very, very good place to start. We also have not seen any defense reactions against this deck. Like, we've not seen them play any D-reacts yet. I don't know. We get a Might. You'll love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Are there any more Savage Feasts left in the deck? Or did we... Yeah, we... All right, so there's one more left in the deck. They have a... What? A blue Thump on top of their deck? I'm sorry, a blue Concuss. Blue Concuss, and we are going to draw into a Sirens of Safe Harbor. So a couple of blues with this Wild Ride, and we could make a really good turn out of this. We will happily accept 4 damage here. And just try to put together a powerful turn here. Keeping these cards should allow us to go 6-3-6 here, or 6-3-5, depending on what our hand layout looks like. Now you truly understand why I hate the horse. Oh, Josh, you're fine. Josh, you're fine. Oh, this is just for 3? Yo, bet. Betskis. Throw that shit on a parlay because I'm so quick to bet it. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what we draw and discard here. We draw and discard Agile Windup. We do not need the Beaten Tracker's action point here. We are going to create a new Might. We are going to go Sirens of Safe Harbor. We're going to pitch Sirens of Safe Harbor to throw the Claw after this. And then we're going to end on Rough Up. And we're going to try to save the Clash of Agility in hopes that we can make an Agility out of it later. Yeah, I mean, Nate, honestly, like, the consistency of this deck is kind of insane. Oh, we might have just won the game. Like, depending on, like, what their last card is, it may just be Big Bonk all the way home. I mean, 3-2 blocks is, like, crazy work, but 7 should do this. 7 should wrap it up here, unless it's, like, a Somersault in their arsenal. Okay, so... First off, ew, we bonk until we can't bonk no more. I may be converted into a brute player after this evening. This is crazy. Yeah, like, deck good. Deck good. I have to admit, a Clash of Agility felt better than everybody said it would tonight. I don't know if that was because we drew it on turn 0 a lot, which it makes sense if that's the case. But honestly, even if we are just playing Clash of Agility as a turn 0 good play, that now means we have 3 ways. We have 4 Agile Windups and 2 Clash of Agility to make sure that we can set up an Agility on turn 0, whether we're going first or second. I mean, I guess Agile Windup is only going first. Clashes if we're going second and we block. Cards that did not feel good tonight were yellow Clash of Might. I understand it is a 4-value yellow, but it did not feel great tonight. There is probably a world where that's yellow Buckwild. And then against Oldhim, we are probably just going to go yellow Buckwild and red Strongest Survive or red Clash of Might. I don't know. Like, it's an interesting thing to consider, right? Is KO Sage deck a good place to start? Q, yes. I would start with KO Sage and KO. The deck that I have here is $40 on TCG Player. You can probably get it for, like, you know, pretty cheap, like if you have a bunch of the commons and rares. Run Roughshod was a reprint in the KO Precon deck, so the Precon deck is a good place to start. This is sweet. This deck has a lot of legs. I do not really think we missed high-pitched Howl tonight. Something I'm going to keep a lookout for more testing. I'm going to work on the deck and make some changes, and then we're probably going to play this again tomorrow. The deck felt good enough to me tonight that I think it is probably now the number one contender for San Diego this weekend. I had been working on a Volta list that Taylor had come up with that we were kind of testing. Just based off like some Fablazing data, it was like doing really well. So I don't know. We'll keep at it and see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys chilling. That is the end of the stream because I'm recording the podcast tonight. If you are looking for more Flesh and Blood content, Flesh and Bad is streaming Marlin right now. Make sure you go check that out. Tegan and Aurora make great content. Please tell them that I sent you their way. They are really funny people, and we always like cut up and give each other a hard time. So they're super cool. Enjoy their stream. But if not, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I will be back tomorrow night so that we can get some more reps in and test some more. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.